Hello, Grand Rising, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is the fourth morning wake-up call. As you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget you can follow me on Instagram at Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. You can also follow the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur fan page, and you can also find me on Twitter at DGoddess27. Let's get into the salacious details of this story about Wendy Williams. Now, they have reported that Wendy Williams has had her assets and accounts frozen by Wells Fargo Bank, and the bank is citing financial exploitation, dementia, or undue influence. And so Wendy has not been able to get any information about her accounts for at least 2 weeks. That being said, she has filed a petition with the courts, for an emergency order requiring Wells Fargo to unfreeze her accounts with them. So let's just get into this, because let's unpack this and peel back the layers of this onion, because clearly something stinks. Now they say that this woman by the name of Lori Schuler, who was formerly Wendy's financial advisor, a custodian wealth advisor, well, she supposedly is the one who told the bank that Wendy is unsound. Now, by the fact that she told them this, the bank took it upon themselves just to freeze her assets. And they say in the filing, Wendy asserts that Wells Fargo is in possession of several $1 million worth of her money. And this is, they've denied her access for more than 2 weeks, not only to the funds, but to her bank statements as well. So can you imagine you have these millions of dollars in this bank? Not only will they deny you access to the funds, but you're not even allowed to know how much money you have in your own account. For sure, you don't know if someone's taking money or whatever. You don't have any, you're not even allowed to view the statements. And here's the crazy thing. Now, her son, Kevin Jr., is power of attorney. So even if Wendy was mentally incompetent, by the fact that he's the power of attorney, he should absolutely be able to get access to her funds and view the statements and all of those things, but they're not even allowing him to do it. And Wells Fargo has justified their decision to keep Wendy's cash frozen by referencing its authority under various client agreements to pause or reject instructions for a proposed transaction pending judicial or administrative remedies should they suspect financial exploitation, dementia, or undue influence, according to the petition. But here's the thing. There was supposedly no proposed transaction. It was just the fact that they were trying to at least see the statements to check the current balance, but they can't even do that. Now, Wendy's legal team claims that the bank has overreached their authority, in part because Wendy has not proposed any transaction, like I just said, which would give the bank the discretion to pause or reject access to these accounts. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. I think something nefarious is going on, because this woman, Lori Schuler, Lori Schuler, they say, and I'm going to say allegedly, because I don't know this to be actually true, but they have alleged that there was some type of malfeasance or improper contact going on, between this woman and her handlings with Wendy's money. And so now, if that's the case, and the family, they had talked about taking Wendy's money out of that account, or out of Wells Fargo, and putting it in a whole nother bank. Well, Wells Fargo wouldn't want that to happen, because they make money off of having these high-priced accounts. And, people with lots of money, they want to keep your cash, because like I said, this is how they generate revenue for themselves. They lend out this money to other people, and then they charge interest, and they get a profit off of it. So they don't want her taking this money out of there. And then also, this woman, Lori Schuler, she was likely making a commission. And so if this money's transferred, she's going to lose that commission. So she definitely has something to gain. And the fact that she went in there and told them that Wendy is of unsound mind, well, who is she to make that determination? Does she have a degree in psychology? I mean, is she a psychologist? Is she some sort of psychiatrist? Does she have a medical degree? Does she have any type of documentation that would give her, the information that Wendy was in fact unsound. They're not giving the family enough answers, and they want to know what is going on. So, like I said, they have petitioned the court. Now, her attorney is seeking court orders by allowing her access to her financial accounts, assets, and statements while her dispute with Wells Fargo is resolved in arbitration. The petition alleged that Wells Fargo is in breach of their fiduciary duty and that the host is suffering imminent and irreparable financial damage. So currently they're saying that Wendy is basically, living off of credit cards. They say she has an Amex card, which has no preset balance, okay, no preset limit. And so that's what she's basically been using. And the host team is demanding that the bank give access to Wendy and her agents, members, officers, employees, representatives, and anyone else acting on the respondent's behalf. And they want this done within 48 hours. Now, as the Sun previously reported, the daytime presenter has been battling a health crisis for some time. And so, like I said, we know she's going through mental health issues and whatever. At the end of the day, even if she isn't fully competent, why isn't her son, Kevin Jr., allowed to get a hold of her funds, to pay her bills? I'm sure she has bills piling up, medical expenses, and all of those things. Why isn't he at least able to check the balance and see and view the statements? Something clearly smells fishy. So this is also crazy. So I am going to let you all see these financial documents. I'm going to let you all see these financial documents that the Jasmine brand posted. Okay. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're in fact notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so let's look at these documents here. Now I'm going to zoom in. Okay. So as I said, they want her to regain her account while this dispute is resolved in arbitration, and they're asking for this to be done within 48 hours. So let's scroll down. I'm not going to read this whole thing. It says emergency petition for preliminary injunction, a temporary restraining order, and other relief and aid of pending arbitration. This is from the petitioner, Wendy Hunter. Wells Fargo Clearing Services LLC and Wells Fargo Advisors, the respondent. Now, petitioner Wendy Hunter, by and through her attorneys, Miami Entertainment Law Group, by way of petition against respondents, Wells Fargo Clearing Services LLC, doing business as Wells Fargo Advisors, brings this special proceeding pursuant to Article 4 of the Civil Practice Law and Rule for an order pursuant to Article 63, preliminary enjoining and restraining respondent and any of their agents, members, officers, employees, representatives, and anyone else acting on the respondent's behalf from freezing all of petitioner's accounts, including but not limited to personal, business, deferred compensation, and investment accounts, and interfering with her right to access her financial assets and statements pending a trial, binding decision by an arbitrator, and alleges as follows. So the parties, petitioner Wendy Hunter is an individual residing in New York. Upon information and relief, respondent is a foreign limited liability company. Okay, so this is just all so crazy. Like I said, something clearly seems amiss. And at the end of the day, here's the thing. The bank does, in fact, have a policy. They have a policy saying that they can, in fact, hold your money if they think there's something shady going on, like someone's trying to exploit you or, some type of money laundering or any type of criminal activity or whatever. They absolutely can hold your money. But it does specifically say if there's some type of undue influence or whatever. Hold on, let me go back to this because I don't want to misquote this policy. Okay, they claim that they're justified because they have a pause or reject instruction for a proposed transaction pending judicial or administrative remedies should they suspect financial exploitation, dementia, or undue influence. So I find this very interesting because it specifically says, should they suspect dementia? And as I said, this woman, Lori Schuler, supposedly went and told them that Wendy was of unsound mind, okay, which would include dementia. Now, with that all being said, like I told you, my question is, who is this woman to make that determination? Where does she get her evidence, facts, and proof? Is this just merely hearsay? I do believe it is. And I absolutely think this woman has an axe to grind. I think that she has probably been out of shape, butt hurt, and clearly pressed and worried and concerned about losing her commission. I feel like she's upset with the family for, talking about they're going to transfer those funds. And she's been supposedly, allegedly accused of malfeasance. This woman, I don't know. This could be something to do with, just some get back, some payback or whatever. Definitely sounds dirty. That's what I will say. So hopefully they get this resolved through the courts and Wendy is able to get her money back. But honey, as soon as I did, I would take all of those millions right out of Wells Fargo and take that money somewhere else. And let me say this. I have said this numerous of times before. When you have millions of dollars, whether you're a celebrity, an athlete, or just somebody who's just got a lot of money, and you hire accountants and financial advisors to be in charge of your money, dispersing funds, mailing out your bills, or just, overall being the custodian of your cash or whatever, at the end of the day, you have to be careful because a lot of these people, they have malice intent. Some people have ulterior motives. Some people are not trustworthy. Some people see all of this cash and start figuring out, trying to come up with ways that they can skim off the top, or they can just, take money without you knowing it, or doing shady things like this. If you tick them off, if you get rid of them, I just find it so crazy that this woman was able to just go into the bank and say, oh, you know what? She's unsound, so we need to just hold on to her cash. And Wells Fargo is not giving the family any answers, and they're really not making a good explanation as to how they're able to just do this. Because even though they have this policy, one of the specific things that it says is that there has to be a proposed transaction. Now, they're claiming there was no proposed transaction. This is what I believe the family is saying, if I'm not mistaken. And that basically, at least they want to view the statements and see the account balances. This just all sounds so sketchy as far as I'm concerned. There's no telling what is really going on, but I hope they get to the bottom of it. And it's just sad that Wendy's going through all of this, with her health issues, show not being renewed. And now to add insult to injury, they're trying to hold her cash. And she's got bills and things to pay, and I'm sure medical bills and all of that to boot, and her own family can't even get their hands on it. That's real crazy. So anyway, we'll see how it all turns out, but let this be a lesson to you anytime you're just, getting someone to be in charge of your funds, because this is how things could turn out. This really, to me, sounds like the similar to what happened with Britney Spears. I mean, just imagine you have all this money tied up and you can't even get $1, let alone check your own balance statements. So nefarious. Anyway, with that all being said, everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you are notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right. And I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.